defense, number 4, MyHockeyLive.
Well, welcome back to the Gallo Arena and Board, folks. Paul McNamara along with Jake Levin. And, of course, Pat Serio doing everything to make us look good here, Jake. And right now, we're getting ready for game number 2. The Hingham Harbormen and the Weymouth Wildcats in a 10 versus 7 matchup. And how do you top the 2 that we've already had here today, Jake?
It's a 10-9 game in double overtime. That's the only way I can think of, Paul. All right, this is not your typical 10-7 matchup. Hingham, in many, many circles, was determined to be worthy of the Super 8. Ultimately, the committee decided otherwise, so Hingham finds themselves in the Division I South. No shame in that. They're still a little disappointed, and boy, are they going to be ticked off and ready to kick some Weymouth butt in this one, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, they expressed their dissatisfaction with what happened last week, but you know, they're here, they want to play, and we expect a good one.
Hingham in their away reds, well, really they're home reds, but they're wearing them as a road team. Weymouth in their home whites with maroon and gold. They look like the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
They do, the Gophers.
We'll pause for the national anthem.
That's inspiring.
I can't complain, certainly gets the people going. I'll tell you what, Paul, pretty good turnout from both student sections of Hingham and Weymouth. It's pretty much the same distance down Route 3. I'm proud of both these fan bases. Friday night trekking down.
Well, right now the teams are gathering the practice pucks from inside the net. Our Hingham, Weymouth's already done that job, and they're gathered over across the way around Coach Marty King and staff, and we're about ready for hockey here, the nightcap of a triple header of D1 South games. The Wildcats and the Harbormen, they met on Christmas Eve, I believe.
Yes, they did.
Not even sure how that one came out, but
Hingham routed them 6-2.
Oh boy, that may be payback time.
No love lost between these towns. It extends beyond the hockey rink, but they're going to settle it this round anyways, tonight on the ice.
Brian Chambers will take the draw for Weymouth to start things off. Ethan Iarier for the Harbormen comes back to Selesky, the captain of the Harbormen, trying to get it up to Shea, and Iarier dumps it in. Stopped behind the net by Burns. Picking it up there is 17, that's Gavin Moschella. They get it quickly up on the wing to Flaherty. Flaherty over on the left side to Michael Lee. Lee behind the net. Bumps Droster there. A big hit. Nico Droster went down. Now they get it back to the point. It's Ryan Gunther sending it in deep, and Weymouth will head to the bench and get a quick change.
Hingham didn't start their top line. You'll see them momentarily, I'm assuming.
Nice play by Ryan Gunther, the senior defenseman, right in front of us. A long pass from Droster deep in the Hingham end. It was maybe a 90 or 100-foot pass, but stepping right up was Gunther. He took about 2 strides over the blue line and let it fly, and Personini had to make the save in net. Matt Personini, the junior goalie, 1.73 goals against. He's a good one. Weymouth now on the attack early. Matt Coleman with a long shot in. On the far side, Egan can't get hold of it, and this is the line out there now that you were talking about, Jake.
Exactly. 2 sophomores and a junior.
McNally
line has room to grow.
McNally in the middle, the left shot, Egan on the right, and the left shot to Mellis on the left, and here they come. This is O'Rourke. O'Rourke with a shot. Karam's off the stick of Tom Clancy, and covering up is Brendan Burns. In goal, another junior goaltender.
Personini only played 1 game in the Buddy Ferreira Classic last week, but it was against Austin Prep, and his performance earned him a spot on the all-tournament team.
Yeah, he's a good one. You know, they like Hingham does all the way up and down the lineup. They try to get every guy on the bench into the game, and they like to play their goaltenders as well and get those guys some action.
Comes from a hockey family. Joe Personini, his older brother, also played for the Harbormen a few years back.
Yeah, his classmate Andrew Ayler has seen some action this year for Hingham, but Personini in there tonight. And now a 9-iron shot over there off the stick of Will Jones, and he's checking the blade right there, and I mean, that one went clear out of the rink. And Burns, of course, instructing to the officials with his goalie stick saying, there it is, up to my right.
Will Jones is another legacy. He is the fourth member of his family to play for the Hingham Harbormen. His brother Tim was on that team in 2010 that beat CM to win the Super 8.
Great Hingham legacy talk here. We've got the inside scoop from Jake Levin, and Hingham, a hockey town. Now Droster will chase it back. Droster back out there with Selesky, his partner. The senior pairing there, and icing is called against Weymouth here. Just underway, 13:19 to go, opening period of play. From Bourne, glad you're with us here at MyHockeyLive. We got the best Pat Serio here tonight, and we got the best Jake Levin, and I'm just along for the ride, trying to do my part here between these guys. It's a pleasure to be here. Face-off is to the right of Burns in the Weymouth end, controlled by Jack Forbes. Forbes over to 26 Hennessy. And they get it around the far side.
The 26, 27, 28 line, Paul. All in numerical order for you, nice and easy.
Jack, and Jeff. Yeah, that's a good. And I'll tell you, Hennessy and Forbes got some action last year. I mean, Forbes, the senior, he's been a great role player for the Harbormen throughout his career. And now interception here by Selesky. Selesky in the middle, a shot goes off the stick, I believe, there of number 6, Tom Clancy. And Weymouth trying to start it out. Can't get it out of the zone now. Davenport has to go back and get it. Lays it over to Mike Conley. Conley can't find Davenport on the return effort. And now Hingham trying to get in area. Takes a hit over there. And here's Conley chasing down Selesky. A couple of number 4s over there. Little mismatch in size between those two guys. And now Davenport with a shot is blocked up high. Blocked again, both times by Danny Shea. Shea, the right shot, left wing.
Shea had a game misconduct against Austin Prep, or 10-minute major anyways. He did return, said something to the official. Whatever it was, not enough to warrant his removal from the Hingham lineup.
Shea, a good skater, not the biggest kid out there, but good stick skills, good hockey sense, and
here we go. Here's the top line back out there again for the Harbormen. It's Steven Jacobs back defensively. He's a left shot, playing that near point. He can rip it.
Yeah, Jacobs often used on the power play because of that good shot. And he's paired with O'Rourke, who's picked up the scoring skills this year. Mark O'Rourke with 22 points, number 6.
Yeah, leading scorer for Hingham defenseman.
Play in the Hingham end now. It bounces behind the net. O'Rourke will chase far side. Good forecheck over there. Good hustle forecheck by Michael Lee, but it comes to center ice where it's picked up by Bob Coyle. Coyle can't get it in the zone, and now it's carried in the zone by Brian Chambers. Chambers sends it all the way around. Lee and O'Rourke collide over there. And now O'Rourke wants to return the favor.
You know, we talked about legacies earlier. Well, the Coyles for Weymouth, they got a little bit of legacy of themselves, as in the NHL. They're cousins of Charlie Coyle of the Minnesota Wild.
Terrific hockey player, and a big hit over there by Hennessy. Now Weymouth into the zone, a slap shot there and a tester, but it went wide, is off the stick of Tom Flaherty. Gavin Michella pitches in, but can't keep it in for long. Forbes skates it out the left side, skates over his stick. Forbes will take a bump there from Billy Flynn. Forbes able to pick it up in the zone, trying to go down right down central, but good play by the Weymouth defense to stop that, but they clear it down the ice, and icing will be called. Retreating on it is Will Jones, but whistle had already gone.
This game being played not really at either team's pace so far. They've each had the scoring chances. I would dare to say Weymouth has had the superior chances here in the early going.
Shea, Iaria, and Terez back out there for the Harbormen. The Davenport line out for Weymouth. Tim Rowe, number 22, back there on defense. It's Davenport, Connolly, and Chris Municello, looks like. Municello, the right shot left wing. Now Davenport to Municello.
That was the first real sustained zone time for the Harbormen, and they couldn't even get a shot on goal. Weymouth has got to feel in coverage with this start.
Here's Shea chipping it into the zone. And Shea takes a hit down there from big number 22, Tim Rowe. And Weymouth changing up.
Weymouth goalie just lost an edge there, Brendan Burns. He's lucky his defense was back there to help him out. I think that was Matt Coleman who got back there in time.
Mike Lee gives chase, a shot from a tough angle there. And on it now is Brian Chambers. A little bit of sustained forecheck here, and just trying to get the numbers straight. Flaherty can't find the handle there.
Both these numbers on the uniforms, pretty easy to read. I like how it's the white number in for Hingham and Weymouth in the white uniforms. It'd be easy enough no matter what color the numbers were.
Absolutely.
Marshfield, that was a pain in the neck the last game. The green numbers on the black uniform.
Jake, where do we give you Malden Catholic with the vertical numbers? Nice play by DeMellis. DeMellis in the zone. He's got going to the net. It's Egan, and he scores! Great play away from the puck by Matt Egan. And we have a 1-0 Hingham lead.
Well, Matt Egan, he's a really exciting player for the Harbormen. He's only a sophomore, and as is DeMellis. Billy McNally is the elder statesman of that line as a junior. Both Egan and DeMellis, great work ethics for Hingham. And it pays off there. That was their first great scoring chance, Paul. It just goes to show you, Weymouth, you got to bury these guys early, or they're going to rack them up.
Great play by DeMellis along the boards. He got a head of steam, knocked it off the boards, used what they gave him, and took it deep into the corner, and Egan away from the puck. Terrific hockey sense to just head to the net, and Weymouth guilty a little bit of puck watching there. And here they come again. Long shot in off the stick of Forbes. Saved by Burns there with Terez right on the, Hennessy right on the doorstep.
Egan is not related to Nate Egan, the former goaltender for the Harbormen from 07 through 09.
Assisted by number 8, Billy McNally, and number 9, Matt Cornelius.
Here's Davenport coming the other way, trying to get around Jacobs. Goes all the way back onto the point to 24. That's Eric Sacchetti. Sacchetti can't get it in deep, and now it's popped high in the air. Sacchetti will go back and get it, and icing is called. So they sprinkle the infield on the goal. It's Egan from DeMellis and McNally at 6:06, an even strength goal, 1-0, Hingham on top.
Hey, you know, I caught a Hingham game against Norwood in their season opener, but I'm not doing this. I'm covering the Norwood Sports Athletics. And that line, Hingham against Norwood, they were active that night. All these months later, hasn't missed a beat.
Here comes Hingham the other way. This is Terez. Terez deep into the corner, able to maintain puck control, goes all the way around. He's got O'Rourke open at the point. O'Rourke will try to get it through a screen. Knocked off the line by Billy Flynn's skates. They get it to center, and Matt Coleman, number 20 for Weymouth, loses his stick. Goes over on the far side to Jones. He'll get to the red line and send it in. Iaria follows up and sends it in deeper. And circling around is Matt Coleman for Weymouth. Can't get it by O'Rourke, the defenseman, way up. And Coleman says hello to O'Rourke. Thanks for coming.
O'Rourke might be the most underrated player on the Harbormen, Paul. It's really just because he's a defenseman, not a lot of glamour back there on the blue line. Every bit as talented in what he does as the guys up front.
Shane Flaherty on the rush, but here comes McNally the other way. Nice move to stop and go. McNally, a shot and a goal! Billy McNally makes it 2-0.
I thought Burns had saved that. He was in good position. Looked like McNally had gone low to the right side.
Well, here he is. He stops now. He'll take one step in. Not sure if Burns is screened or not, or just overplayed it to his right. It comes at 7:50. Hingham doubles up on the lead. Here it is one more time. McNally looks. There are Weymouth guys back there, but Burns just caught a little bit going the wrong way. Now Tim Rowe will take it in the Hingham end and send a long one in that Personini able to catch in the big mitt.
Weymouth out of the Bay State Conference Carey Division. They were 7-1-2 in league play, Paul. But outside of the league, they were 3-3-4. And that includes matchups with non-league opponents within the Bay State, if that makes sense. The Bay State Herget Division teams. We got a little stoppage here. Something going on down in the near side corner in the Hingham defensive end.
The second Hingham goal, Billy McNally with the goal from Selesky and DeMellis at 7:50. So early on, halfway through period number one, McNally and DeMellis each with a couple of points.
I'll tell you, Paul, these stands are packed on both sides. It is standing room only.
Great crowd up behind us, Weymouth, and down to our right, the folks came down from Hingham as well. Off the draw, controlled by Weymouth, sent in deep by Rowe. Behind the net, Lee gives chase, and now pinching on the far side is Sacchetti, but he can't keep it in, and Hingham able to break it out. Forbes gives chase, and here they come the other way. Does Weymouth. Brian Chambers trying to find...
Puck almost hit an unassuming fan just walking around down there. Weymouth fans trying to point out it's not over.
Far from it.
I think Milton would agree with you when they were down 2-0. Now
that'll take a lot of ink to write up that game tomorrow, I'll tell you, the Milton-Marshfield game. Long shot in from Matt Coleman, the defenseman, goes wide, and Hingham able to clear it down. Burns covers up with Shea right there on the doorstep. Shea ushered out of the way by his fellow number 20, Matt Coleman.
Burns has got to be careful. That's the second time he's kind of misplayed a puck. I think we have a Weymouth player ejected.
It's Gavin Moschella. He is not a happy guy.
He is irate.
You know, sometimes guys get upset when they're injured like that, but it's like he was dismissed by the coaching staff, maybe. There's no penalty called.
I don't see a clear injury. I'll try to find out something for you, perhaps, during intermission.
Terrace runs into a big hit by Bob Coyle. Good job over there by Mike Connolly to try to nullify this Hingham forechecking. Coming out is Davenport now. Davenport will dump and they will change. Deep into the corner goes Flaherty. Sean Flaherty, 21, the right wing out there with Chambers and Lee. And icing called here on Weymouth with 5:37 to go now in the second period.
Still not really sure what happened to the Weymouth player. There was an ejection or not.
I think he's just waiting to get in the room, looking for a key, but...
That awkward moment.
It's Gavin Moschella, and we did not see an injury, and there was no penalty called. So, Moschella, the senior defenseman.
Yeah, playing in his potentially last game.
Sean Flaherty now trying to get it up to Chambers, and he does. Chambers hit at center ice by Selesky. And now a long cross-ice pass to DeMellis, just quickly redirects to McNally. They try to play catch. McNally circles around. He's going to be hit from behind by Flaherty, but gets it into the middle, trying to get it by Tim Rowe. Now turning and firing in deep is Egan. He'll take a hit from Flaherty right in front of us. DeMellis, far corner. Nice cut by Egan to the net. Rebound and a goal by Billy McNally. That line's going to pick up 3 more points. McNally, DeMellis, and Egan.
Paul, I think what everybody wanted to know coming into this game, would Hingham be motivated after being left out of the Super 8 field? 10 minutes in, has your question been answered?
10:03 to be exact. McNally with his second of the period. Hingham up 3-0.
Billy McNally, probably going to be a captain for this team next year.
Well, DeMellis, an MHL assist is going to go to DeMellis as well. He got it up high to Egan, so That's 3 points for DeMellis, 3 for McNally, and a couple for Egan.
Good job by Bob Coyle starting that charge. Weymouth needs his energy if they're going to get back in this game.
But coming back through center ice is Jeff Gordon. Gordon gets it to Forbes and offsides, and a high hit there by Tom Flaherty, number 15. Unceremonious, to say the least. I guess that's why they got pads.
Yeah, you know, one of those borderline players. Wasn't a vicious hit, but it was up in the head area. Not really a place for that. I think frustrations are starting to mount for the Wildcats.
Oh, no question. And they need a goal to get back in this thing, or at least to solidify things. And now a run over there by Ryan Gunther, number 5. Trying to get physical here. Municello trying to get a hit in on O'Rourke. Pass in front of the goal by Iaria.
I don't even think he was trying to score that.
A great pass out front by Terez, and it's 4-0, and Weymouth has to seriously think about calling a timeout here. That comes at the 11-minute mark. Iaria, the senior center, there it is again. You're right, I don't think he even could see the net, but Terez with a very nice forecheck, and when in doubt, throw it in front.
Indeed, timeout called by the Wildcats. Boy, I'm speechless. For as speechless as I was with that Marshfield-Milton game, the way that ended up, this start has got me just as speechless, especially Hingham didn't score a goal within the first 5 minutes. This was not a blowout right off the bat.
There you got to see it again. A very nice, nifty little pass by Terez. I think Danny Shea may get an assist as well. He was the guy that went into the boards. And here's the announcement.
Assisted by number 16.
Yeah, Paul, I think Weymouth was the better team for the first 5 minutes or so. And then 5 minutes later, 6 minutes to be exact, they're down 4.
4 goals in 5 minutes. And Hingham in control for the moment. Well in control, 4-0. The goal does go to Iaria from Terez and Danny Shea. Here's a chance for Weymouth. Turning around his Flaherty can't get it to the net though. And Hingham able to clear the zone. Chambers with it. Chambers trying to go through center ice. Tries to get it in deep, but intercepted back there by big Steve Jacobs. And now Chambers tries to throw a hit into Iaria. Selesky gets it over to Jacobs. Jacobs takes a hit from Mike Lee. And now Shea in deep. Shea looking. The line has changed as McNally is out there. They lead it back to Egan, who's out there and covering up at the point. His shot goes high over the cage, and Hingham trying to put the forecheck on, and conversely, Weymouth trying to get it out of their zone. This is Chris Municello. Municello up for Chambers. Chambers 1 on 5 for the moment, but able to find some skating room. And now it's poked off his stick by Jacobs, I believe, into the corner.
Hingham seems like they've taken the pedal off the gas off the pedal for a little bit here.
Well, I think they're as stunned as anybody that they've got this lead, and that really it just came from hard work and playmaking. And here's Weymouth trying to get on the board. Municello in the crease. Municello threw an elbow right at the goaltender, Personini, and now he skates away. That's Chris Municello, the junior forward. You know, it's one thing to try to hack away at it, but you touch the goaltender, that's kind of sacred ground. But
I wouldn't be shocked if we see the bruiser line soon for the Harbormen. Joey Garrity, Andrew Driscoll among them. Drew Hickey as well. Things get out of hand, they can definitely steer the ship back in the right direction.
Well, they're not out there yet, and I don't think Coach Messina wants to send that signal yet.
Yeah.
Face off in the Hingham end. It comes to Chambers. Chambers, a blind pass back was intended for Coyle. And now Coyle throws it back in, but Weymouth not able to clear the zone before it hits one of their players. And they've changed the line up here a little bit. Chambers out there now. Lee has gone off this line, and Municello is out there. Billy Flynn out there as well. It's almost like they have 4 forwards out there.
Weymouth needs to
Well, they do because they're on the power play.
Yeah.
We missed that call. I'm sorry.
Jacobs in the box. Weymouth
Pretty
needs
swift
one.
to pick up that they got 4 forwards and not know there was a power play. So
Taking penalty was called on number 44, Stephen Jacobs. Minor for high sticking. Time of the penalty 12-20.
You know, Hingham, even when they're short-handed, you got to wonder who's on the power play right now. So, Paul, I don't know if this answers that question, but Gavin Michella is leaving the rink.
yeah, not a happy guy. He's. I think it was a coaching decision. I may be wrong, but you know, no penalty called on the play, no injury apparently, and Weymouth on the power play with about 20 seconds to go. Nice rush by Jake Davenport. The toe drag Davenport in, and he scores! What a rush by Jake Davenport! Going coast to coast, and Weymouth is on the board.
Well, when you get in a dire situation like this, you need your best players to respond. You need them to act the part as your best players. Jake Davenport, he's among your best players. Weymouth needed that goal heading into the intermission just for a little peace of mind. To come back from 3, it's not impossible.
Weymouth goal, still number 2, Jake Davenport.
What a nice goal by Davenport. He had to go through 4 or 5 Hingham guys en route to that and made 2 or 3 great moves down low and just kept going and willed it through Personini. Play back underway, a 4-1 game now as we approach the 1 minute to go mark. It's dumped in, and I think it's icing call on Hingham with 1:02 to go. Offside call. They're going to call the face-off at center ice, I believe. So teams will change with 62 ticks left in period number 1, and Hingham owning a 4-1 margin at this point. On the draw is 15 Tom Flaherty for Weymouth, along with Iaria for Hingham, and a good hit over here by number 20 Matt Coleman on Terez.
Coleman's throwing his body around. He wants to set the tone.
Weymouth definitely with a mindset to hit everything that moves. O'Rourke in way deep. Tries to center it right onto the stick of Tom Clancy for Weymouth. Clancy ices it with 37 to go in the first period.
Looks like a game of NHL hits on your old Xbox.
Man, there is some heavy hitting going on out there, and the Wildcats doing the damage.
Weymouth, the team, they've been in the Super 8 not all that long ago.
On the draw, control by Hingham. They dump it in but can't connect with anybody, and big Ryan Gunther will start the breakout up the far side to Mike Lee. Lee trying to find Chambers. Chambers goes upstairs on Will Jones. Puck still hasn't gotten into the zone, I don't believe. And now Egan takes an elbow thrown there by Coyle, and over to lay another hit is Sean Flaherty. They finally get it over to O'Rourke, who gets his stick high after he dumps it in and lets Chambers know that there's not a free ride all the time. Puck jumps out of the zone as the clock is winding down, and now it does hit 0, and Hingham dumps it in. But
hey, you know, that end of the period could not have gone any better if you're the Weymouth Wildcats. Obviously, being down 4, nearly impossible to feel good about yourselves. They got 1, and that's where it starts. They weren't going to tie this game up at the end of the first period. Jake Davenport with a great-looking goal. And if you're Weymouth, you need to build on that. I think you need to stop with, treating this game, like I said, like it's a version of NHL hits, and play your game, go score goals, worry about breaking through that Hingham defense. Personini's a good goalie, but he's not all that battle-tested. So if you're Weymouth, you can't feel as though you're completely dead yet. But we also need to find out what happened to Gavin Marshalla. And I'm thinking...
Well, I don't think it's time to go ask the coach right now.
But I wasn't going to head down that way. I was thinking maybe if I headed towards the Hingham bench, we could get some answers.
Well, we'll run down the statistics as we head to a break here. But, one thing, Weymouth absolutely went on the offensive physically there towards the end of the period. And, you know, whether it had an effect or not, I mean, the horses are a little bit out of the barn when you've got 4 goals in behind you. But nonetheless, if that's their approach, they just got to be careful not to take penalties as well.
Yeah, that's another way that this game will end real quick for the Wildcats. Stay out of the box. They did an okay job of it that period.
Quick recap of the scoring at 6:06. Egan started the scoring. Matt Egan for Hingham with assists to DeMellis and McNally. Even strength goal. It made it 1-0. A minute 44 seconds later at 7:50, Billy McNally with his first of 2 in the period. Assist going to Mike Zaleski and DeMellis. That came at 7:50, as we said. Made it a 2-0 game. Little over 2 minutes after that, 10:03, McNally again from DeMellis and Egan. That made it 3-0, and then 57 seconds later, the 11-minute mark, Ethan Iaria put a centering pass home off the stick of Terrors, so Terrors and Shea get the assist there. That made it 4-0. As you just said, Jake, Jake Davenport with the good first name there, Jake Davenport, an unassisted goal on the power play, really went almost coast to coast and was able to slalom through 3 or 4 Hingham players with some nice moves and got it in front, took one whack at it, and DeMellis made the save and then hammered it home on the rebound to make it a 4-1 game and breathe some life into Weymouth. Crucial goal.
I'll say it again for the Wildcats. You could probably declare the game over if Hingham had a 4-0 lead.
Or it went the other way and became 5-0.
Right. Only being up 3, only 3. Hingham still has some work to do, I think. I think they got back on their heels a little bit after being up 4-0, and hey, who can blame them? But yeah, they're by no means done.
We're going to take a quick break here, but before we go to break, we want to remind you that MHL hockey, tournament hockey, is brought to you by Mohawk Rubber Sales. Mohawk Rubber Sales is the largest independent distributor of auto shop supplies in the USA and is headquartered right here in Massachusetts. Mohawk carries only the most reputable brands in the industry and can guarantee delivery to most U.S. locations in under 3 days. Most Mohawk products are available for purchase online, so be sure to check out the Mohawk store at mohawkrubber.com. Mohawk Rubber Sales, the spirit of Mohawk, the spirit of commitment. And we are also brought to you by the Jif Food Company. New Jif-to-go dippers combine creamy Jif peanut butter and crunchy pretzels for the perfect grab-and-go snack. And we thank those folks for bringing MHL high school hockey to you. And also we want to welcome our first couple of days of sponsorship by Integrated Benefits Group. Integrated Benefits Group is a boutique firm specializing in employee benefit and human capital management. Employee benefits are among the largest concerns for any company. IBG can manage costs and offer the right plans for your employees. In a changing marketplace, you need an expert, and Team IBG has been just that for over 20 years. Plan offerings include, but are not limited to, medical, dental, vision, life insurance, disability benefits, voluntary benefits, retirement planning, and many more. To get your no-cost benefits audit, please call Tony Maffeo, 781-953-2000. That's 781-953-2000, or visit online at www.thinkibg.com. Thanks to Integrated Benefits Group in Stoneham. After 1, it is 4-1 Hingham from the Gallo in D1 South tournament action. Along with Jake Levin and Pat Serio, I'm Paul McNamara. We'll be back with the second period after this. Here, and it's a pleasure to have with us right now Dan Conley, the head coach of the Marshfield Rams, in one of the more memorable games we've seen in a while. Marshfield 7 and Milton 6. And Dan, I'm sure you guys don't feel the same way watching that one from behind the bench.
No, it was for the fans and up here for both sides. It was probably a great game. For the coaches, it's a tough one to be involved in, just because you want to stress a little defense, especially when you got a 1-goal lead.
Well, there was a little defense.
Yeah.
I walked in, I missed the first period coming down from north of Boston.
Yeah.
And I came in, it was 2-0. A little surprising seed-wise.
Yeah.
We expected a close game.
Yeah.
And then the second period, it wasn't that they completely overpowered it. It was just they kind of lulled you a little bit, and then they took advantage.
Yeah, they did. They're a very good club, and I thought we controlled the first period. Then the end of the first period got back to normal. Both teams were still playing good hockey. Then, as you said, they sort of took over in the second period and had us really back on our heels and really controlled it. then the third period was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it was, that game couldn't end fast enough for us.
Well, Jake Levin calling the game said, even under a minute, he goes, I don't think we've seen the last goal.
No.
And another 20 seconds or 30 seconds, momentum-wise, that might have gone to overtime. But I'm sure you guys are happy to get out of there the way it is. And, you know, a game like that, you're happy with some of the performances, but you learn a lot, too. Yeah, we do. We learned that we got to tighten up in the third period. When you got a lead, just simplify it. Just the old saying, pucks out, pucks in. And we're trying to do a little bit too much, trying to get that 8th goal, rather than concentrating on preventing the 6th goal. It's a good point. A couple of you guys, when they came out with the open net, their eyes were like moon looking at the net rather than indirect, slow it down and kill time. But you don't think of that when you're out there. No, they're still kids, and you know, hopefully they can learn from that, and next game we'll move on. Sorry, we got the I think the Harbormen. Well, they're going out down there. We've still got room, but. We were talking, the D1 South tournament's a terrific tournament. It really, from the 12 or 11 seed up, it's kind of wide open. Oh, it is. It's wide open. I mean, any team can win. And, you know, our team proved it today. Milton's a great club. They were, I think, second in the Bay State in their half. And they beat Barnstable down the stretch. They're good. You know, Falmouth played Barnstable. It was a great game. Right. Now, I mean, 2 great games so far. This one's a 4-1 game, but you never know. And you guys get another shot at Barnstable. Yeah, 3rd time. Hopefully 3rd time's a charm. Well, Dan Conley, we want to congratulate you again on a game. You don't like to win them that way, but you like to have 1 or 2 more at the end. And you guys were able to do that. You skate out of here with a win and into the next round and get to see Barnstable again. Good luck. Yeah, thank you very much. As long as you're playing another one, that's a good thing at this time of the year. You got it. And we're happy to be here with MyHockeyLive and some great action down here. We're going to be here for the rest of the tournament. So great. Thank you very much for all you guys do. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. Thank you. Coach Dan Conley from Marshfield will get on the bus shortly and head up north with a win. So welcome. We're going to come back with third period action right after this. Well, as you see, play back underway, and they started the game a little too quickly on us there, Pat, but we head into second period action with Hingham on top, 4-1, but Weymouth with some life. Over the line is the rush for Weymouth is number 23, Chris Municello, and Weymouth carrying it into the Harbormen end, trying to just play it one shift at a time and get back into this game. Now Selesky trying to get it over to Drosser, comes loose and alone, a shot wide by Mike Lee.
Bad turnover there for the Harbormen.
Puck down into the Weymouth end where it's onto the stick of Ryan Gunther. Lee looking for the long pass up. They try to hit him, and Jones and Egan are doubling up on Mike Lee.
Yeah, Mike Lee was looking for the breakout there. Nobody could get it to him in time.
He wants another shot at the 6x4 there. He had it alone in front about 10 or 15 feet and shot it wide. But good heads-up play to create that opportunity for himself. There's our friend Michelle walking by, perhaps. And
that looks like him, Paul. Yeah.
On the left there, not sure. We did get a text from another coach up on the North Shore inquiring why he was tossed. I don't think he was really tossed.
Yeah, it's a mystery for now. We'll get to the bottom of it eventually, but...
Bouncer in, it's loose there, dangerous shot. Good play by Eric Sacchetti right in front of us to just throw kind of a knuckleballer in, and Personini had a little trouble with that one.
Doug Mirabelli was ready for it. I'll tell you, Paul, I walked by the Hingham locker room by chance as I was coming back here at the end of the intermission, and they look loose and relaxed. They were laughing and smiling.
Well, that's a way to be.
Who can blame them? Just for 5 minutes, they exploded. They really didn't play all that great. The first 5 or the last 5, didn't matter.
So another face-off now with 13:09 to go. Middle period of play, and Hingham on top 4-1 for the moment. That's the way we started the second period, and that's where we stand now.
Don't mind me, Paul. I just found the old Lincoln Sudbury roster in the pocket of my jacket.
Well, Jake, if they're the 10:30 game tonight, we're all set. Iaria now bounces it off the boards, trying to find Danny Shea, and it goes the length of the ice. Not sure why that one is not whistled down for icing, but Coyle will start the breakout to Chambers. Chambers can't get it by Iaria, but does get it back. Chambers with a head of steam. Chambers in close. Chambers trying to go near side. Had a guy in front, but decided to try to tuck it himself. Right in front was Chris Municello.
Great job by Personini holding the post, making sure that the Wildcats couldn't sneak up by him on that far side. Stuck out his pad, made sure his blocker was in the area as well. But the Hardmen are going to be short-handed here. Hardman change up some penalty killers. See Matt Egan out there. Egan's more than a one-trick pony. Same with DeMellis. They play special teams and they play, I should say, all special teams.
Here's Davenport. He has the goal. Lays it back to the point. Long shot by Coyle and a save by Personini with a crowd in front. Davenport now pulled down by Egan. No call. Play will continue. An inadvertent one, but that's called a lot. Coyle
yeah, that would have been a big help for the Wildcats there. They get one more goal. It's a 2-goal game. Anything can happen. Dumped and chased by the Wildcats. Kind of waving the white flag on this power play there. Kind of interesting.
They try to get it up to McNally, but it goes by him. No icing since they were man down, and Weymouth almost out of man-up time. They started up the far side. Gunther puts it onto the stick of the breaking right wing up there, and they send it back
killed
in.
Off the penalty.
Got too much paperwork in front of me here, and now it's loose in the corner. All alone in front is Forbes with a nice centering pass from Gordon, but it went off the end of his stick. And now play right in front of us here. Tom Flaherty muscling it down the boards, gets in for a wrist shot. Nice play by Flaherty to keep moving forward. He had Cam Gibbs out there with him. I think that's Gibbs' first shift of the night, number 9.
Personini looked like a first baseman there. He was reaching out with his glove and just able to close the mitt.
Flaherty, one of those physical Weymouth players who, good athlete, strong player. He's back out there, and he's going to take this face-off. He's got Billy Flynn on his left, and Mike Lee on his right now. I'm sorry, that's not... Might be Clancy. I can't tell whether that's a 6 or an 8 there.
That's a hard
Clancy.
one.
Tom Clancy, number 6, and he hasn't had a lot of shifts either, so Coach King lengthening the bench a bit here and trying to find some spark, I guess.
You got to try everything. You know, we're about 4 minutes into this second period, and the momentum Weymouth had gained near the end of the first didn't really carry over. It's a brand new hockey game, except they're still trailing, if that makes sense.
To the point, Joe DeMonica now out there to take the draw for Weymouth, and I think that's his first shift. Hingham controls Selesky down low, and here's your favorite line out here for the Harbormen, Jake, the Rock'em Sock'em group.
Joe Garrity, Andrew Driscoll, Drew Hickey.
They're out
Andrew
here to create
Driscoll's, he's the younger brother of a former Hardman defenseman, Nolan Driscoll. He had a rifle from the point.
There's Driscoll trying to get a hit in, and they get it by Drew Hickey, and a big hit on the far side by O'Rourke on Matt Coleman over there. Weymouth able to skate it out. That is to DeMonica. O'Rourke now slings it around the boards for Selesky. Selesky up the middle looking for Drew Hickey, and now Selesky all the way in, and a wrist shot Off the back foot. Glove there by Brendan Burns.
Good save by Burns. That would have been a kind of, I don't want to say a lucky goal, but sort of a garbage goal. Selesky just threw it on net, but Burns was ready for it. He was in good position and didn't let an easy one get past him that would have really put his team in a hole again, a 4-goal deficit.
Well, Hingham's line does its job. They get some rest for the other guys and do a good job. And now Shea trying to get it over the line, can't do so. Good play by Coyle to break him up. Goes to Chambers, back to Coyle. Coyle near side, trying to get around Terez. Gives him a little face wash. And now Flaherty will dump it in deep, and he takes a hit from Shea. Nico Droster back on it. Droster will counter the attack over to Will Jones. Quickly up for Shea, who redirects it in the middle and all the way down beyond the goal line extended, and that's going to go for icing as it was guided safely by Brendan Burns away from the crease area, and Hingham will change, as will Weymouth. Faceoff's going to come way back down in the Hingham end to the left of Personini. 9:39 to go, middle period of play, a 4-1 lead for Hingham. That's where we started this period. Will Jones on the breakout play tries to find Egan. Egan will get it on his forehand off wing and go the other way, trying to hit Matt DeMellis. Can't connect. Bounces onto the stick of Gunther. Gunther near side to Coyle. Rather not Coyle, that's Coleman rather. Droster now skates back, and he's forechecked down there on a 100-mile-an-hour forecheck by Chris Municello. Here's Will Jones, the defenseman, in the middle to McNally. McNally with a couple of goals already. Can't get the shot away. He gets handcuffed, and Davenport picks it up for the Wildcats. Davenport, nice move to center.
Great poke check by Burns, too. McNally could have gotten another shot off. I like that move, aggressive by the goaltender.
Davenport goes down and is trying to sell a penalty as he's holding onto his shoulder. There was a stick in there. Now a hat comes onto the ice.
Hat on the ice coming from the Weymouth fans.
Another one. Play continues here, and we may get some people getting asked to leave here as the MIA folks are here, looking at who's tossing all the hats. Jones, long pass up for Egan, intercepted back here by Tim Rowe. Rowe gets it in the middle. They get it over the line to Tom Clancy. Clancy and Billy Flynn on the forecheck. They get it up ice. Rowe can't keep it in, dumps it back in, and Flaherty will turn and go deep.
They found the guilty party, Paul. He's being escorted out.
Well, I hope he keeps his rain check stub. Maybe it's good for $10 off at Bob's stores or something. Egan now on the breakout, goes the other way instead, and here's a chance from Mike Lee. Nice feed by Lee to Flaherty, who puts it home. And we got a 4-2 hockey game.
Uncharacteristic turnover by the Egan, DeMellis, McNally line.
Yeah, here we're gonna get a little chance to see the end of that play, I think.
Perfect position for the goal, Sean Flaherty.
Going to come at 7:04 of period number 2. Flaherty from Lee.
This game is by no means over. It was looking like a laugher, Paul. All of a sudden, Hingham, they just got way too nonchalant. They need the next goal in this game, I think.
Lee with a nice move moving to his right and the pass back to the left. You know, this reminds me of a game we saw last night. Arlington Catholic broke out 4-0 on Billerica, and Billerica fought all the way back to where they scored with a goalie pulled with a couple of minutes left. They got another one, but it was waved off, and Arlington Catholic hung on to win 4-2, but that's where we stand now. Hingham leading at 4-2, but Weymouth with definite jump in the step. Mike Conley sends it around the boards, intended for Lee. Davenport can't keep it in. Good to see Davenport back out there. He went off with a possible injury, but he's right back out there. Selesky, long pass up for Gordon. Gordon can't hold on to it. And Ryan Gunther, the big senior defenseman, circles back. Pass right up the middle. Good forecheck by Iaria, but he can't come up with a puck. Municello now, up the middle, intercepted by O'Rourke on the go. Mark O'Rourke, top of the circle, shot goes wide. Charging and trying to get the rebound is Danny Shea to Iaria in front. What a save there by Burns. Best one of the game by the Weymouth goaltender.
Brendan Burns is the reason Weymouth isn't down more than 2 right now. He's the reason they still have a puncher's chance. He's made some really nice saves in this period, Paul.
And a sellout there by Municello to make the save, and nearly a 2-on-1 as Davenport was on it, but O'Rourke comes the other way. A wrister saved by Burns and knocked up into the rafters.
We got ourselves a hockey game.
Yeah, there's a lot of life in this game now, a lot more back and forth, a lot more up and down action, and Weymouth settling down, playing a little hockey here. They got the physical stuff. Not to say they're going to a pond hockey game here, but they're concentrating much more on moving the puck, doing a much better job of that, and getting pucks to the net. Flaherty, the second goal scorer, with the puck now. Flaherty trying to go off the boards to Mike Lee. Lee trying to find Chambers in the middle, but goes onto the stick of Will Jones. He can't get it in deep. Jumping up is number 20, Matt Coleman for Weymouth. He tees it up from the sideboards and lets it fly. Good pinch by Eric Sacchetti. Keep it in deep. Now Droster tries to find McNally up the middle. He redirects, but right onto the stick of 20, Matt Coleman. They can't get it in deep, and Matt DeMellis now will bank it off the backboards for Will Jones. Quickly up to Egan. Egan tries to poke it by Sacchetti. Sacchetti will dump it in deep, and Nico Droster has to chase for Hingham. Droster cross ice for DeMellis. Comes instead to Egan, who smartly throws it in deep. Goes off the backboards, and Coyle will play it there for Weymouth.
Weymouth has not stopped hitting, Paul, and that's to their advantage, I guess.
Yeah, they got to play that game, and it does them well. Chambers quickly up to 16, Billy Flynn on the go, and Flynn loses it over the glass, or next into the Weymouth bench rather, and they throw it back, and we're down to 5:09 to go, but Weymouth right back in it. It's 4-2. About 2/3 of the way through period number 2 here from the Gallo. Paul McNamara with Jake Levin and the inimitable Pat Serio. Pat will not be coming back to Gallo this weekend, I don't think, but
I don't think he's complaining.
Or Stoneham.
That's a long ride.
Pat's going to be an Ivy Leaguer and go to Yale this weekend.
Yale basketball
Twice.
now tied for first place in the Ivy League. Harvard got upset by Cornell tonight.
Wow. See what you can learn in MyHockeyLive? Proud to be bringing you sports from all around. Faceoff's going to come to the right of Personini with under 5 minutes to play, second period in a 4-2 hockey game. Through a screen, Coyle, it's loose in front. Right on it is Flaherty, Tom Flaherty. We get Tom Flaherty and Sean Flaherty. A nice play by Hennessy to get it out of trouble for the moment, but picked up by Tim Rowe. Rowe gets it to Billy Flynn, headed the wrong way. Billy Flynn will knock it all the way back behind the net to Rowe. Long pass up right onto the stick of Clancy. Clancy tees up a slap shot, saved by Personini. Clancy trying to use Jones as a little bit of a screen. And now Jack Forbes on it, 2-on-3. Forbes with Danny Shea. Forbes a wrister, save. Burns loses it as Shea is run right into the crossbar by the back checking of, looks like number 4, Mike Connolly.
Well, Burns sprawled out there. He had his arms up and he was spread out in the butterfly. Just covered all the possible areas he could. And again, keeps his team within striking distance.
Face off in the Weymouth end. They battle along the near boards, right wing corner of Hingham. Comes to Selesky, smartly, cross ice to Droster, through a screen, saved by Burns. It's loose in the far corner, picked up by Iaria of Hingham. Iaria will try to get it, I thought he was trying to get it to the point, but it goes to Shea instead. Shea loses to Davenport. Nice, good player, Davenport, nice looking player. Here he is again, Jake Davenport. Nice move into the middle, Davenport headed to the net. Nico Droster hooks Davenport, and he's gonna go for a minute and a half. They're gonna call it a holding penalty on Droster, and Weymouth will go on the power play again.
Huge momentum shift for Weymouth. Hingham was all set up in their attacking zone. Looked like they were on the power play, obviously not the case. Davenport leads the charge, up ice for the Wildcats. And they don't get the goal, but they get the next best thing. Draw the penalty, then they get a draw in their attacking zone. 3:42 to go in the second. Not over if you're Hingham. Tony Messina does not look happy on the Hingham bench.
Nah, it's, you know, when it was 4-1, he would love to have seen him get the next goal, but not the case. Weymouth, a tough group of athletes, and they're playing smart. Matt Egan able to send it the length of the ice and kill some time here. We're down to 1:13 to go on the Weymouth power play. Coyle will swing it and have it stripped of him by McNally, but McNally can't come up with it now. McNally does come up with it. Stick handles. He's got time. Throws it far corner for Egan.
That's the Hingham penalty kill we're used to seeing. They go for short-handed chances. Impressive by McNally and Egan.
Coyle will leave it, trying to get away from the forecheck of Egan. He leaves it to 23 Municello, and Hingham able to send it to the length of the ice. Egan gives chase, and Burns will cover up. Egan had Chambers chasing him. It looked like a race.
Egan was in there by himself ahead of Chambers.
We're down to 40 seconds, so a little more than halfway through the man advantage for Weymouth here, and they've got a defensive zone face-off.
Yeah, it's been all Hingham on this short-handed situation.
Here's Davenport, though. He's gone coast to coast on the power play once. He gets it into the zone. Tom Flaherty knocks it down deep. Conley behind the net looking for Davenport. Karam's right out in front, but right on the stick of Shea, who puts it right on the stick of Gunther, whose shot is blocked by Iaria.
Good chance for Weymouth to get back into the swing of things. Couldn't capitalize.
Ryan Gunther looks like a college player out there, number 5. He's got great size. Quickly over the near side to Chambers. Flaherty tips him the return pass. Chambers trying to get around Selesky, can't do so. Turns, sends it back up high to Gunther. Gunther looks down the left to Flaherty. Shot, a great save by Personini, and a goal by number 9, Cam Gibbs. Wow!
And it's 4-3, Hingham.
Another power play goal for the Wildcats. This one comes at 12:52. Well, it's not a power play goal. 4 seconds after the penalty expired, Weymouth scores an even strength goal. And it's a 1-goal hockey game. They get to see a little bit of it. Personini made a good stop there, but Gibbs just kept, Gibbs kind of the power play specialist. He hasn't had a lot of regular play shifts out there, but
Hingham looks shell-shocked right now, Paul. I said that last goal was important. Well, think about this next one and what that means.
And number 4, Mike Conley. Time 12:52.
momentum all on Weymouth's side here. Coyle overskates it, can't get the shot off. McNally goes into his own deep corner to retrieve it, gives it to DeMellis, looks for McNally on the breakout, 2-on-2. McNally, nice move to his right. McNally tries a stick handle, but can't get through. Big Coyle, Bob Coyle. Nice play, they get it to Mike Lee. Lee dumps it deep right wing corner. Droster will go to retreat and sends McNally away to Egan. Egan and McNally had a two-man breakaway, but they stepped off sides.
That was a huge play by Coyle. I liked Hingham's chances on that if he didn't get in the way.
What a flurry of action. Gibbs with the goal. It's not a power play goal. It comes at 12:52. Assist going to Brian Chambers and Mike Connolly. Makes it a one-goal game. So 2 goals in the period. Both belong to Weymouth. They've cut it from 4-1 to 4-3 deficits. Hingham now trying to get one back before the end of the period. Hennessy can't get it in deep. Davenport runs into Forbes. Sticks get a little bit high. Goes back to Gunther. Under a minute to go. Gunther to Rowe. Rowe can't get it up to Mike Conley. Or he gets it to Conley, but Conley can't do anything with it. And Gordon takes a big hit from Davenport over there. Finally, Conley able to quickly get it over to Municello, who gets it into the Hingham end. O'Rourke back on it for the Harbormen. O'Rourke with some speed. O'Rourke on the go. It's tripped up a little bit, now run into by Municello. And now banged by Rowe. 3 for a quarter. Mark O'Rourke took 3 hits. He's got it again. O'Rourke now 2-on-3. O'Rourke down the right side. Looks, wrist shot. I'm not sure where that went. I think Burns might have made the save.
Yeah, I thought he wanted to pick that top corner. He got it in the vicinity.
Oh, Hingham almost too many men on the ice there. I think the whistle is just for hitting a glove on the Hingham bench.
This period can't end any faster if you're the Harbormen. They got to win this draw.
But that would have been, insult to injury if they get caught for too many men on the ice right there with 7 seconds to go. Chambers on the draw for Weymouth against Iaria for Hingham. controlled by the Harbormen, and Iaria gets tackled almost by Flaherty, but the whistle goes, no further damage. And as you said, Jake Levin, Hingham sprinting to the locker room to get out of here after the second period of play. They came into the period up 4-1. 2 goals in the period. Sean Flaherty for Weymouth from Mike Lee, an even strength goal at 7:04. That cut it to 4-2. And then just a couple of minutes ago at the 12:52 mark, Cam Gibbs with the goal. The power play had expired, so it was not a power play goal. Gibbs with the goal at 12:52 to make it 4-3. Assists going to Chambers and to Mike Conley. It's a 4-3 game, 1-goal hockey game, Jake.
At the end of the day, Hingham still has the lead, and they need to remind themselves of that in the locker room. If you're Weymouth, my God, that second period could not have gone any better for you. Maybe if you had tied the game, but realistically speaking, you could not have expected for or asked for any more. You're one shot away from tying this game in the third period, and that was unthinkable when they were down 4-0. Unthinkable.
Over to the left, you see the Weymouth coaching staff walking slowly towards our left, and you gotta give it to Coach Marty King. Give him credit. They were trailing by 2/3 of a touchdown, and they pulled some strings and changed some players up. Some guys are back to the line combinations they started the game at, but you know, they changed their style a little bit, and then they got some breaks and they stayed with it, and we're still not sure if he didn't make a coaching move that resulted in sending someone to the locker room. We'll try to get that official for you in a while, but nonetheless, great job by Marty King and Weymouth to get back into this thing. It's 4-3 after 2 periods.
Much props to Weymouth for not quitting when a lot of teams would have.
We want to thank you for watching MyHockeyLive and following all the action of the state tournament here. Jake Levin did a great job for the first 2 games, and I'm happy to be here, Paul McNamara, with you for this one. Pat Serio, as always, the rock upon which we are built. We want to thank other people for helping get these games online for us. Mohawk Rubber Sales, the largest independent distributor of auto shop supplies in the USA and headquartered right here in Massachusetts. Mohawk carries only the most reputable brands in the industry and can guarantee delivery to most US locations in under 3 days. And most Mohawk products are available for purchase online, so be sure to check out the store at mohawkrubber.com. We also want to thank the Jif Food Company, the new Jif To Go Dippers. Jif To Go Dippers combine creamy Jif peanut butter and crunchy pretzels for the perfect grab-and-go snack. And who doesn't want to grab a great snack during a hockey game? And our newest sponsor and partner for the tournament, jumping on board yesterday, as you can also do. But Integrated Benefits took the step to become a partner of MyHockeyLive. Integrated Benefits Group is a boutique firm specializing in employee benefit and human capital management. Employee benefits are among the largest concerns for any company. IBG can manage costs and offer the right plans for your employees. In a changing marketplace, you need an expert, and Team IBG has been just that for over 20 years. Plan offerings include, but are not limited to, medical, dental, vision, life insurance, disability benefits, voluntary benefits, retirement planning, and many more. To get your no-cost benefits audit, please call Tony Maffeo at 781-953-2000. That's 781-953-2000, and ask for Tony, or visit them online at thinkibg.com. Thanks for joining us, Integrated Benefits Group. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be back with third period action in a very exciting Division I South tournament game. After 2, it is Hingham 4 and Weymouth 3.
It's the coaches were all outside. It was players only for at least a portion of that intermission. Can only imagine what was being said in there. But I like that move by Tony Messina. The players got to want it most.
Play underway in the Weymouth end. Now it's come to the line, and Zaleski keeps it in, but skating it out is Iaria. And they bring it back to the line to Droster. Droster will go far side for Terres. Terres tries to dump it and change. Coyle now over to his partner on the near side, Matt Coleman. Coleman can't clear the zone. Coyle will try it again to Conley, but this is going to be icing here as That was more of the speed of a shot, not a pass.
Good first minute for Hingham, keeping it on there, Weymouth's side of the ice. Want to keep it in their attacking end for as much as possible. Now they got the DeMellis, Egan, McNally line out there. See if Hingham can make something happen early on.
Back to the point to O'Rourke through a screen, saved by Burns. Burns able to steer it to the corner now. O'Rourke can't keep it in, and Flaherty able to get it up to Lee. Mike Lee gives chase into the corner, gets it away from Jones, centering pass in front. Flaherty right on the doorstep. Don't think he got that shot off.
Either way, Personini, right spot, right time.
Absolutely. Battle on the near boards now. Flaherty able to get it in deep. Loose right in front. Personini, good job to hold his ground there, or hold his ice. They get it in deep, and Weymouth on a change here, so a time to change here by...
Gonna be an ice though, Paul.
Yeah, long pass by Jones, trying to find DeMellis on that home run pass, but the only guy with a chance to get it was Matt Coleman, and he couldn't leap up and catch it, but he's glad he didn't, because they get an icing call out of it, and on the draw is going to be Tom Flaherty for Weymouth. Puck loose right in front, and a save by Personini there. They've got the Forbes and Gordon and Hennessy line out there for Weymouth. And a big hit over there, and it's a 3-on-1 for the moment. Forbes now dogged by Flaherty on the back check. Great hustle by Tom Flaherty, 15 for Weymouth. And now a little bit of interference run by Forbes so that Hennessy can come up with it. Hennessy leaves it in the corner for Gordon. Gordon will go behind the net. Chased there by Sacchetti. Sacchetti now throws a hit into Gordon. He's able to get it up the boards to Clancy. Clancy to the Hingham line, but not in deep, and offsides, I believe, as it looked like 16 Billy Flynn was in the zone well before the puck.
Tom Flaherty made that possible for Weymouth. He prevented a clean Hingham break. That would have been a true 3-on-1, Paul. Excellent back check.
Davenport on the draw with Iaria. They get it far side to Will Jones. He can't get it by Davenport. And now sticks get a little high, and they battle over there. Big Bob Coyle able to come out of the fray. Gets it to Tim Rowe. Rowe to Conley. Nifty move into the middle. Gives it to Municello. Municello with a shot. Iaria chases it down as that one gets redirected behind the net. Davenport trying to stick handle through the legs of Jones. Jones gets another shot at him. Back to Coyle. Coyle overskates it, but overskating it for Hingham was Terrors. He can't get it out of the zone. Puck loose behind the net. Weymouth on it. Good forecheck here by Weymouth. The pass up high, intended for Coyle. Can't find the handle, but Chambers, good support to get it into the corner deep. Hingham finally able to clear. Right off the bench is Flaherty. Flaherty brings it in, but way in the zone is Municello on his way out, and offsides called.
Couple of dangerous passes there by Weymouth to a very top of the zone. If the Hardman had been in better position, they had a couple of odd man rushes brewing, including what would have been a true breakaway by himself for Carson Terrace.
Chambers wins the face-off away from McNally into the Weymouth end that Gunther can't clear, but Hingham would be on an offsides. They have to clear, and it goes over the far side to Coleman, Matt Coleman, into the middle, stolen by DeMellis. DeMellis back to his defense to start it up, but Coleman steals it for Weymouth on the go down the left side. Coleman spun around by Jacobs behind the net, and Weymouth still comes up with it. Flaherty walking right into the middle, gets it to Lee. Lee, a turnaround backhander, goes well wide. Lost stick out there now by, I think it's Jacobs' stick is all the way up the center ice. That's offsides as McNally slaloming towards us, and DeMellis over the line a step too soon, and offsides is called again.
They weren't quite on the same page. You know, Paul, it's such a different kind of game because the last two games were so back and forth, and this one was all Hingham and then all Weymouth. But very quietly, we have another one-goal game in the third period. It just feels so different. Not all one-goal games are created equal.
Forbes on the draw with Billy Flynn. Billy Flynn taking the draw because Clancy was waved out of there. Clancy gets it in the zone, but not deep, and a penalty's going to be called on Hingham here. Weymouth is going to go on the power play.
Bad penalty for the Harbormen. Losing Droster, one of their better, O'Rourke rather.
Jake, I didn't get the call on that. Boarding maybe, or high sticking?
It's something, it was right along the boards. I'm going to assume boarding. Yeah, huge penalty kill for the Harbin. As big as it is a power play for Weymouth. Everything's huge from here on out.
Weymouth will double team the puck, no doubt, but Selesky able to get it and scale it the length of the ice out of harm's way and try to kill off some time early in this penalty kill for Hingham. Power play for Weymouth. Bob Coyle has to swing the net again. He's got an open man, Chambers, who gets it right back to Coyle to start it out. Coyle, long pass up the left side for Municello, can't control, and Jones sends it deep.
We'll get the call here.
Chambers with it, up to Municello. Municello this side over to Coyle. Coyle over the line. Coyle trying to stick handle in the middle. He's still got it. Gets it down low, but can't get it under the stick of Municello. And Hingham able to ice it with 42 seconds to go now of man advantage time for Weymouth.
That was Weymouth's first good chance on the man advantage, and it was a good chance. They were able to dangle past the first line of defense. But here's
Davenport taken down by McNally there. Good forecheck at the blue line. As you said earlier, Jake, now icing's going to be called against Weymouth as McNally and Egan very aggressive on the man down.
9:49 to go, Paul, and we're over 5 minutes in. Still no scoring in this third period.
Don't say that too soon, Jake. These guys can light it up, I think. Interference is the official call on O'Rourke. And he's got about 23 seconds left to sit. So time for Weymouth to make another effort on the man advantage. It comes near side to Gunther. Gunther up the boards for 16, Billy Flynn. Flynn backhands it in deep. They played it in the far corner to Conley. Conley looking. He's watched by Jacobs. Conley back to Gunther. We're down to 1 second. Penalty over. And this could be dangerous time for both teams as out of the box is Demelis off the bench to replace O'Rourke out of the box. And McNally with a move to the middle just got the back skate clipped Gunther as he was going by. So he lost balance and it rolls in and a save by Burns.
You know, Paul, I can't decide. The longer this game goes scoreless in the third, who does that benefit more?
Good question. Good question. I mean, this is the classic next goal is very important. I'm not going to say next goal wins, but next goal is huge right here. Face-off play and a shot by Danny Shea. Nice face-off win by Iaria to set that play up. Chambers picks it up for Weymouth behind the net, loses back there. They try to pin Terez back there, but Weymouth able to come out of the pass to Sean Flaherty, misses connecting and goes the length of the ice for icing. So not much time off the clock. 8:55 remaining, third period of play.
Yeah, the more I think about it, I think it might. Hold on, something's happening between.
I think they're just not letting Selesky change as Jones wanted to come out. So Selesky will be paired with O'Rourke for the moment. Selesky normally pairs with Nico Droster. Droster is having served that last penalty. O'Rourke served the last penalty, and he's out there now. So Droster and Selesky were out there killing some penalty time along with Jones. So a scramble in the far corner, finally able to skate it out as Chambers. He can't get it by Big Selesky at center ice, and Selesky's going to take it into the Weymouth zone himself. Selesky in deep, goes under the stick of Coleman for Weymouth. He'll try the right wing breakout to Sean Flaherty. Sean Flaherty on 4 Hingham guys. And now McNally trying to get through the trees at center ice. He lost a glove, picks it back up and puts it on. Bounces to Mike Lee on the far side. Lee, a quick slap shot goes wide. A good play by Lee because he's 1-on-4. Now O'Rourke, the rushing defenseman, all the way in. O'Rourke around the net. O'Rourke still with it. Cross ice to Will Jones. Will Jones threw a screen. Seeing it all the way, the screen collapsed, and seeing it all the way was Burns, who made the save easy. It's loose in front. Demelis lost the handle. There's going to be a penalty on Weymouth here. And the whistle goes.
I think that might be on Hingham.
Well, Tim Rowe is not real happy.
You are correct. It was on Weymouth after all.
Rowe's going to get caught for cross check, but Demelis he made a great play, and he had a chance almost by surprise, and he kind of overskated it in there. He kind of lost the handle. He's got to get handcuffed. So Weymouth had a chance on the power play. Now they return the favor, and Hingham will have a chance here with 7:42 to go. Hingham leading at 4-3 by the very slimmest of 1-goal leads.
Big opportunity for the Harbin to reassert themselves.
McNally quickly back to Selesky over on the far side to O'Rourke. They switch sides of their shot sides, and push down from behind is DeMellis by Coyle over there. DeMellis now looks like he's holding Coyle's stick.
Great strength.
This is advantage Weymouth. They're killing time, and now O'Rourke pulls it out of the fray there. He's mugged by Chambers. McNally gets it to DeMellis. DeMellis pushed from behind by Coyle. DeMellis gets a slash by Coyle. DeMellis almost got, if it was lacrosse, it would have been warding. But
wow.
Weymouth able to clear here with down to halfway through the penalty, 45 to go.
Good zone time for Hingham. It didn't really mean much because they didn't get a shot on goal.
Now, if there is such a thing as good defensive zone time on a penalty kill, Weymouth had that. McNally, nice move in the middle to go by Mike Lee. Selesky in, wrist shot, handcuffs the goaltender Burns, and he can't hang on. Puck loose and play continues. Selesky nowhere to go. It's poked out of the zone. Nice play over there by 24, Eric Sacchetti. Now O'Rourke rushing again. O'Rourke with help in front. That's McNally. Can't get it to McNally, but McNally follows through. A little bit of an individual effort here. McNally now looking for a pass. Can't connect, but it comes back to the point to O'Rourke to DeMellis in the corner. Pass to nobody. Gunther able to get it and clear it, but not out to Selesky. Penalty over. Back to full strength is Weymouth as they ice it, but I thought for a minute Personini was going to have to play that, but icing is called with 6:03 to go in a one-goal hockey game.
Bounce matters right now.
Weymouth fans up behind us, getting into it.
All quiet on the Hingham end. It has been for a while now, Paul.
Yeah, and if you players, you don't like to see that, but now Weymouth only had 4 guys out there, and they sent Cam Gibbs out there.
Municello going in to take the draw. And it's won by the Cats, but it goes right out into their own bench. I think that was going out anyways. Weymouth trying to convince the officials otherwise.
And Hingham trying to convince the officials that it was in the zone. Will Jones doing his public speaking practice over there, but to no avail. On the draw are Forbes and Mike Conley. And big elbow thrown by Gibbs up high on Gordon. Gordon takes a hit by Conley from behind. Gordon is the sacrificial lamb out there this shift. But he does a good job to tie it up and force a face-off in the zone.
Starting to come down the home stretch here. You can see we're inside 6 minutes. Anytime there's a 5 in the minute hand, it just feels like we're really coming down to it.
Face-off in the Weymouth end. Controlled by the Wildcats. Conley takes a hit but gets it out. Trying to go far side to Municello. Municello gets it in the zone but not deep. And now it bounces onto the stick of Conley. He's in close. Way out of his net is Personini to cut down the angle, and it works.
What a gamble. What a gamble by Personini. I don't know if you remember John Graham, the old Bruins backup goaltender about 15 years ago. John the Gambler Graham. Shades of that.
Well, they get an offensive zone face-off here with a little under 5.5 to go. Weymouth needing one, and the Harbormen trying to find, there's a delayed call coming up on Weymouth. I didn't see the call, but
it was a hook.
A hooking call. So Hingham's going to get another chance on the power play, and those are the kind of penalties you hate, the offensive zone penalties needing a goal. It's going to come at 9:44. The call is on 15, Tom Flaherty for hooking.
This can't bode all that well for Weymouth. You give up 2 power play opportunities down the third. You're doing a good job 5-on-5, but to give this Hingham power play 2 opportunities, I don't know.
McNally back to Selesky, over to O'Rourke. Right on it is Mike Lee. Gets it up to Chambers. One-on-one, short-handed. Chambers poked away by Selesky. Selesky quickly up to McNally. McNally trying to go around big Tim Rowe. McNally gets it back to O'Rourke. O'Rourke looks. O'Rourke, nice safe pass to McNally. McNally double team near side. Weymouth taking chances, short-handed, and this time it works. Rowe able to clear it the length of the ice. We're down to 54 seconds on the Hingham man advantage here. It's 4-3, Hingham with the lead. Approaching 4.5 to go. Demelis weaving his way through center ice. Demelis sends it all the way around on a pre-designed play. Egan lets it go to Selesky, shot on net. Couple of Hingham men there, but Rowe able to knock it away and able to clear it out of the zone is Chambers.
That was Hingham's best chance of the third period. They still have about half a minute on the man advantage. Try to get another chance like that.
O'Rourke is tripped up by Davenport, and coming in is Flaherty. Flaherty behind the net. This is Sean Flaherty. Never got a shot off. It's poked away by, I think it was O'Rourke, the defenseman, and now the penalty time down to 5 seconds as O'Rourke over the line sends it in, but challenged by Sean Flaherty. I tell you, 21 Sean Flaherty's been in a lot of plays out there tonight.
He's
Physical
having the
player.
kind of game, not going to show up on the stat sheet, but he's leaving his mark.
Gets it to Municello in the middle, does Flaherty, and Municello trying to go hard on Jones. Penalty is over. Weymouth back to full strength, and Flaherty knocks it in, but hits his own guy, I think, on the way in. O'Rourke, nice pass up to Gordon. Smart idea, but goes backwards, and now Forbes trying to slalom through. Here's Hennessy with a shot and a save by Burns. Hennessy, good follow-up there to support Forbes, but Weymouth able to skate out. Conley trying to find Municello. Instead bounces up to Nico Droster. Droster will play it back to Jones, trying to come this way again for Forbes. Gordon collects it and quietly dumps it over the line as we're under 3 minutes to go now. Gunther, one-time pass, intercepted by Terez. Terez turns and fires, intercepted by Gunther. Gunther has Tim Rowe near side. Rowe redirects to center, but intercepted there by Selesky. Selesky quietly, slowly walks it in, dumps it off the boards. Weymouth will Hingham will forecheck down low in the Weymouth end. Iaria and Terez there for the Harbormen. Chambers pulls away the puck. The center for Weymouth bounces it off the boards for Flaherty. Flaherty turns around, and who's he see but Selesky. Selesky gets it to Danny Shea. Danny Shea with a shot, never makes it through. And Weymouth comes the other way, 2-on-3. Now it's a 3-on-3. Lee lays it behind the net. Iaria all the way back covering. Good job defensively by the center. And now pass in front by Lee. Comes back on the point to Coleman. Coleman a shot through a screen. Bounces off the far side. Terra's able to get it out of the zone with 2 minutes even to go. Third period. Teams change up.
I'll be your eyes on Burns.
Oh, what a hit here by number 20, Coleman, the defenseman, on O'Rourke. And icing is called, and we may see a timeout coming pretty soon. They put the stop sign up to Burns now, and they're indicating whom to watch. One of the assistant coaches on the far side. Face-off is in the Hingham end, 1:50 to go. And they've only got 4 guys out there, so they let Gunther jump into the play. It's now Gunther and Coyle out there together. And waved out of there is Davenport. Conley will step in and take the draw for Weymouth. Puck dropped, it's loose. Weymouth had it for a moment, but Hingham will ice it. And all that does is take 5 seconds off the clock, and we get a little closer to decision times.
Well, 1:45, that's probably a little early if it's a 1-goal game. If it were 2, I think Burns would be out by now. I would look for him to exit maybe in another 15, 20 seconds.
Here's an old hockey play. The goaltender's going to call for a little equipment issue here. This is the oldest trick in the book, and we hope you're enjoying the game tonight, all the games and all the action. We thank our sponsors, Mohawk Rubber and the Jif Food Group with the Jif To Go poppers, and also our friends at Integrated Benefits Group in Stoneham, our newest sponsor, and great to have you guys on board, and we appreciate it very much. And there are sponsorships available, folks. MyHockeyLive.com. Puck dropped in the Hingham end. A 1-goal game. This one's going to go right down to the wire. It's been a great third period.
Burns is still between the pipes. 90 seconds.
Selesky with it, backhands it up the boards, trying to hit DeMellis. It goes back behind the net. Selesky will try
Burns
this
is
way
gone.
again. 6 skater out there for Weymouth, but Hingham has the puck, the shot down ice, and icing is called, and not sure the coaching staff is happy with that, but icing called, and we may see a timeout soon. Some of the Hingham guys at the end of the second period were upset that they were looking to get extra points rather than play hockey and kill time, but 1:17 showing on the clock. Defensive zone face-off for Hingham. They lead it. Offensive zone with an extra skater for Weymouth. Davenport, a backhander in, and a save by Personini.
Man, oh man. We got about 73 seconds to go. Still no timeouts.
Davenport lines up to take the draw again for Weymouth. He's been waved out of there 2 times in a row. He'll square off against McNally. Chambers, the other center, coming in close. Controlled by nobody for the moment. Hingham trying to get it, muscle it over the line. They do. DeMellis with it. DeMellis trying to bank it off the boards. And Egan all the way over from the right wing. Now it's dumped in by Weymouth. Municello. It's loose on the near side. McNally with it to Egan. Egan gets it to center ice. Dumped in by Chambers. They have to clear. 47 seconds to go. Big Selesky with it. Will hammer it around the boards. DeMellis redirects it to center ice, but good job by Chambers to come over and pick it up. McNally steals. McNally to Egan. He will put it in the open net. And Hingham will go ahead by 2 with 34 seconds to go. Great play by Billy McNally right at center ice.
Wow. Hingham on the fast track to survive. Wow. It's not a 1-goal game. It looks like we're not going to get another one of those. But isn't this the next best thing? Pretty imperative that they do this. They send the fan bases out opposite sides. You'll notice
Egan on the goal, and it will come from McNally, and DeMellis should get the second assist. Weymouth still with a little bit of life. Chambers gets up high now. Chambers and Droster. Chambers is going to be asked to leave the ice on a man down. And they're going to give Droster a penalty as well for receiving a hit, I believe. Chambers a little upset. Chambers got his stick up high, and Droster probably did get back at him underneath. So.
Hingham goal scored on 29, Matt Egan. Assist by number 8. Billy McNally, time of the goal, 14:26.
Well, McNally gets the announced assist, and DeMellis gets an MHL assist. I believe his second of that nature tonight, as DeMellis muscled it over the line to get it up to center ice. So we'll sprinkle the infield on the line again. We're down to 10 seconds to go, and now not a smart play by the Hingham player to go into the boards back there. I think it's Iaria. He knows he's going to get clobbered, and now Coyle takes an extra swing at Shea as bottles come from the stands. Not sure the common sense behind that. And now Tom Flaherty has to leave, Coyle has to leave, as they just want to run the clock. 3 seconds to go, and Terez throws it a
3
water
players
bottle.
ejected for Weymouth.
You know, I'm not sure they're ejected. I think it's just minor penalties in there.
Yeah, maybe that too.
They're asking them to leave, but they're going to be 2 men down. And it's a crazy way to end the game, a heck of a hockey game. Egan on the goal from McNally and DeMellis, an empty net score at 14:26. Makes it 5-3 Hingham. Weymouth has 5 guys out there, but I don't think they're going to be allowed to skate 5 guys for the last 3 seconds.
Yeah. All right. I guess it's time to look ahead. Hingham versus Wellesley on Sunday night. Wellesley, very good regular season, only 2 losses. Their strength of schedule is the reason they are not in the Super 8. They play
number 2 seed.
Yep, they play a Bay State Conference schedule. And, you know, some of the Bay State teams, they schedule strong. Some don't. Wellesley, one of those teams. And that's it.
That will do it. Hingham escapes, really. The way they played the first 10 minutes of the game, it looked like they would waltz out of here with maybe a 7 or 8 to 1 victory, but we give Weymouth a lot of credit. Especially the last guy off the bench, Jake Davenport and Mike Lee. Those 2 guys played their hearts out, worked hard the whole game, got it back to 4-3, and you know, Hingham can't be completely happy with the last 40 minutes, and those guys will hear about it.
And you know what? Weymouth can't necessarily be unhappy. Their season's over. But my God, the amount of teams that would have just rolled over and played dead after you're down 4 in the first period, are you kidding me?
First 11 minutes.
But the way things were going today, you just had a feeling it wasn't completely done yet. And boy, oh boy, did Weymouth make things interesting, ensuring that we had a triple header of thrilling hockey here on the MyHockeyLive.com family of networks today.
Indeed, Jake, and you did a great job today down here, and we just want to wrap up the only goal of the third period, an empty netter by Matt Egan from McNally and DeMellis. Great night for that line. They had 4 goals out of the 5 for Hingham, and good job by both goaltenders. A 5-3 game, but including the open net, but terrific job by the goaltenders to keep their teams in it. And as you said, Weymouth played with so much heart. They worked their tails off and got right back into it and gave Hingham everything they could handle.
Brendan Burns is the reason Weymouth was in this until the very end. He gives up 4 goals in a 5-minute span. You throw out that 5-minute window, which you obviously can't, and he was perfect. But it still speaks volumes that Weymouth was able to get back into the game because of the play of their goaltender.
So we want to thank Mohawk Rubber Sales. We want to thank Jif To Go Dippers and Integrated Benefits Group. Terrific job by those guys stepping up to the plate and partnering with us for the postseason. We thank them. They'll be with us all the way. Patronize those guys, folks. They're why we're able to come out and do this, along with some of the boosters clubs and the parents and other local merchants are encouraged to join with us and get on board with MyHockeyLive, the best in high school hockey live, direct from the rink, online, and you never get a better video picture than the one you get through Serial Video. And Art Egerton as well, doing a great job. Art will be on hand in Woburn tomorrow night, I believe, and tomorrow all day. There's a couple of Division II North games tomorrow in the afternoon from Woburn, and a couple of D1 North quarterfinal matchups from Woburn tomorrow night. So stay tuned, pay attention to the website, and tell your friends. For $10, it's the best buy around.
It
you can
really
watch
is.
So much live high school hockey.
I sure hope we're back here on Sunday. I'll tell you right now.
Well, Mark Igo, the Grand Poobah, we thank Mark for all he does and for getting us here. And Pat, terrific job, Serial Video. Jake Levin, unbelievable job. The triple header, yeoman's work down here. And I appreciate all you guys being with us and following all the high school hockey we're able to bring you.
Paul, it was a pleasure with you. First time we've had a chance to really call a game together.
Yeah, that's right. It's a lot of fun, Jake.
That was awesome, and I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday, but I hope to be here, and we'll see if you are too. I don't know, but no matter what, we'll be bringing you some great hockey over the remainder of March here, well, as we turn to March. And
we trust everybody. Everybody watching has MyHockeyLive right up there on the favorites, the favorite board, and check us out all the time.
Hingham escapes with a 5-3 win, and I think escapes is the perfect word Tony Messina is going to use to describe it to his team. They got to play better against Wellesley if they want to skate on.
Thanks for watching, everybody. For Jake Levin, for Mark Igo, everybody at MyHockeyLive, and for Pat Serio, I'm Paul McNamara from Bourne. Good night. The final here once again, Hingham 5 and Weymouth 3. We'll see you next time on MyHockeyLive.com.